Thank you. That was added information, added material. I hope everybody was okay with that. I think there was some value add in there. So write it down, write it down, write it down. All right, page 80 is shift. If you don't have a copy of this book, please see me after class and I will give you a copy. Or if you're in the room and you want a copy this second, just run back to my office and grab a copy. It's on the bottom shelf of my bookshelf. If you're on Zoom and you want a copy, you got to come see me. Sorry. For those of you that are out of state, like Karen in North Carolina, she's like, John, that's not funny. I'm not going to drive all the way to South Florida just to get a copy of Shift. Yagada, great to see you. All right, page 80.
Yes, hello, John. Great to see you too.
Smile is infectious. I love it. Your goal is consistent lead generation. And the way you do it is seeing your job as lead generation first and servicing second. Remember yesterday we shared that never let dealing with business get in the way of finding new business. Your number one job every single day is to find new business. If you saw my post on Facebook yesterday about feeding the ducks, and I promised that I would share my feeding the ducks story. Ducks are great lead generators. The video is on my Facebook page. Go look at it this morning. Now, the ducks never sit at home and celebrate all of the food they ate from the day before. They wake up in the morning and they're like, time to get to work. Let's work. Work is quack until somebody feeds us. That's their daily affirmation. Work is quack until somebody feeds us. They don't let dealing with work get in the way of finding new work. They don't sit there and look at all the food they got from the day before and go, woohoo, look how great I am. Nope, go find more. All right, I'm in a good mood. I'm on page 80. Gary doesn't talk about ducks, that's me.
So that's original.
That is original material. Diane said that's actually yours. That's true.
You get it.
I do have a few things that are mine.
Copyrighted.
The spider story is mine too. If you haven't heard the spider story, I'll share that one day. All right, the way to think about this is the way you think about going to the movies. So I like this. So my degree is in teaching. I don't know if you guys know that or not, but I got a degree from the University of South Florida as a teacher in 1987. And every so often I feel like I'm that teacher again. And I'm sitting in a classroom I'm like, you guys be quiet. You're interrupting class. I'm going to put somebody in the corner. Aaron. I was that kid that when I got put in timeout, I was like, cool, can you do that again? It was really bad. All right, listen carefully. The way to think about this is the way you think about going to the movies. Now he's talking about protecting your lead generation time, being true to that time, not allowing anything or anyone to be a distraction to that time. And he says the way to think about this is the way you think about going to the movies. When you go to the movies, you turn off your cell phone. Don't allow any distractions or disruptions. And for a couple of hours, you focus on the movie. Unless there is an absolute crisis, you do not interrupt the movie, and it works for you. You do this all the time for personal pleasure, so now I want you to do it for your business success. I want you to go to the movies every day, at least 5 days a week, for 3 hours in the morning and 1 to 1.5 hours up to 2 evenings a week. Write it down, write it down, write it down. If you would just do that and don't do anything else, you're going to move closer to your goals and you're going to build a massively successful real estate business. It's so simple. And remember what we talked about, there is no such thing as discipline. It's a myth. It looks like discipline, and all you've done is create a habit that ends up looking like discipline. Now, on page 81, Gary goes on to say, now, In order to do this for your environment, in order to do this, your environment must support your goal. So my question is, does your environment support your goals? Yes or no? And if it doesn't, what do you need to change in order for your environment to support your goals? 3-foot rule. When I'm in lead generation, nothing that is going to be a distraction is allowed within 3 feet of me. In other words, not only am I turning off my phone, I'm moving it at least 3 feet away from me, Karen, so I can't see it. Because if I can see it, I'm going to see that there's a new comment on my Facebook post. And I'm like, oh boy, somebody liked my post. I got to go read what they said. I'm just going to stop lead generation for a few. You're laughing because you do this. Guilty. Turn off email. Don't have it open on your computer, because even if it's just down there at the bottom of the screen and you can't see it, you're seeing that you're getting new messages and you're going to be tempted to go look at it. Don't allow anything within 3 feet of you that's going to be a distraction. Racehorses have these blinders that they put on them for a reason. It's to keep them focused. Now, where can a racehorse see when they've got blinders on? Say straight in front of them. They can't see to their left. They can't see to their right. They can see the target. This one thing I do, I press forward toward my goal. A racehorse is never going to look to the left and say to the horse to the right, wow, can you believe what she's wearing? Look up there, row 5. Let's stop and talk about this. It's silly, and it's true. Okay, so that means your family, your friends, your office, and any team members must respect and support your time blocked periods. When I was a real estate agent for the Dietz team, I had buyer agents, listing specialists, and admin, and my wife was part of my team, and she would tell agents all the time, don't talk to John unless the building is on fire. Other than that, you do not want to interrupt him. And even if the building's on fire, don't interrupt them unless they're not going to be able to put the fire out. If they can put the fire out, he's staying right there. He's on the phone making the next call. The firemen can work around me. I'm making the next call. Got it? Okay. You're at the movies and not to be disturbed by anything or anyone until it's over. And it's a long movie. Write this down. The movie's not over until I schedule an appointment. How's that? I'm going to quack until somebody feeds me. How's that? Now, if you didn't watch the duck video, you're like, what the heck is he talking about? All right, get in the path of business. Lead generation is a contact sport with simple rules. It means making contact with people through prospecting and marketing. Then, once you meet your new contacts, you either do business with them immediately or you don't. Either way, once you've met them, you put them in a database and stay in touch with them. How long? Forever. I'm never going to work with you. Cool. Call you in a month. If I ever hire somebody, it's going to be anybody but you. Awesome. Talk to you in a month. I hate real estate agents. Cool. So do I. The good news is you only have to work with them once every 7 years. I work with them every day. Talk to you in a month. Script. Y'all got us laughing at me. You guys don't think I said that. I did. By the way, I love real estate agents. Then once you meet your new contacts, you either do business with them immediately. Oh, I said that. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Your number one job as a real estate agent is to find ways to get in the path of motivated buyers and sellers. Get in the path of motivated buyers and sellers. It's simple and not easy. It's on that wall. There it is. Success is simple and it's not easy. Get in the path of people who are looking to buy a home or sell a home. By the way, if you're sitting on your couch watching Netflix, the buyer's not going to get it. You're not in the path of buyers and sellers. They're not going to walk in the door and say, excuse me, I want to sell my house. Get out there and talk to people. Turn the TV off. Go for a walk and talk to people. Oddly, the tendency for most agents in a shifting market is to cocoon, to just wander around the office or stay at home and wait for things to change. Obviously, this is a mistake. When the market changes, you don't slow down, you ramp it up. A shift requires you to do very specific things every day if you want to succeed. You can't succeed sitting on the sidelines. So take yourself off mute. If you're in the room, you don't have to take yourself off mute. You already are. And specific things. Give me some examples. What are you doing to get in the path of buyers and sellers? If you're on Zoom, we've got a pretty good group of you today. So hit your little digital hand. There's a button at the bottom under reactions, hit that. And then there's a little button that you're gonna hit that says raise hand, hit that, and I'll call on you. Vicky DeLuca.
Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, Vicki.
There you go.
You guys are so awesome. So I went yesterday for 3 hours and did door knocking. And I have to tell you, a lot of people weren't home. A lot of people answered and were like, no, thank you. They barely opened the door. And I had 10 people that I had conversations with. These three were really amazing. One, she invited me in her home. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, okay. She goes, it's so hot out there, come in. And I was like, okay. So she literally said she's got maintenance workers, and I saw that there were maintenance workers. So to me, I thought, you know what? She might be wanting to sell her home. She's doing some fixing up. Sure enough, she is wanting to move. So I got all of her information and then moved on to another one where the guy literally was doing construction, same thing. And his home, they just moved from North Miami to Plantation, but he literally said to me, we need a bigger home. I'm like, they just moved. He said, we need a bigger home. I said, I'll help you. So he gave me all of his information. I was floored. It was awesome. And just an FYI, I did get someone else's, but just to end this quickly, I ended up on my last door. I had an older gentleman answer the door, and kid you not, he said, you're not allowed to be here. And I said, I'm so sorry. I said, I don't mean to disturb you, but, you know, I just wanted to, you know, let you know that there was a home that sold on the block. My wife is a realtor. And I said, oh, that's lovely. That's so wonderful. I said, listen, I won't keep you. And as I was walking away, he was like, what company are you with? You're not allowed to be here. He literally followed me to my car, took a picture of my license plate, and called security. So literally, you're all going to have to bail me out of jail. Let me tell you, it all was good in the end. So sorry for the long story.
I'm proud of you, Vicky. What an awesome story, by the way. I was meeting with Jason Caffin in my office yesterday, and Jason gets on the phone and he's having a conversation, and I could tell he's talking to Vicky, right? And Vicky, I don't know if you were sharing part of this story with him, but you should have seen the smile on his face. Man, it was just priceless.
I can't. It's funny. I can't. You got to go. Then I felt like Gonzalo. I was like Gonzalo vibes.
Yeah, that is such a great. That's a great share. Thank you. Okay, somebody else. What are you doing to get in the path, Aaron?
Just talking to people, like on your daily, everyday routine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've been out a couple times in the past week, just going out, just talking to people. In the past few months, I picked up 2 cash buyers, and that are just ready, willing, and able right now. And it's just like talking to people, just wherever you are.
Don't be a secret agent. A secret agent means nobody knows that you're a real estate agent. everywhere you go. Hey, by the way, I'm a real estate agent. And I love to keep my friends and family members updated on the market. Now that simply means you guys know the rest of the script. Why not? When you're standing in line at Publix for 40 minutes while you're waiting for them to check you out, talk to everybody. Why not? Diane and then Yagada. Did you have your hand up or are you scratching your head?
Both.
Okay.
I have my hand. One of the things, in addition to what Aaron said, because I talk to everybody when I'm outside of here, and I always wear my name tag, by the way. wherever I
Always.
go, even on the weekends, but
Always. Put it on your bathing suit.
I am focused on my Golden Goose referral. The same person has already referred me like 5 people. They didn't all work out, but I got one listing, well, actually 2 listings, 1 closed. And now she referred me to 2 out of the country buyers that,
Nice.
that want, and cash buyers. So just talking, and the process, the thing that people don't understand, this is a sales cycle it's not immediate, and that's okay. Because I know that as I keep focusing on my Golden Goose referral network, it'll all work out. Maybe at the same time, but it'll all work out.
Love it.
Yeah.
Great job. Love that. You're crushing it.
After her, I'm gonna add on to that.
Yagada had her hand up, so she's next and then you.
Yes, hi. Okay, so I do something which I don't usually do, even though I was in sales before. I do not talk to strangers that quickly. So that's a challenge for me, and I've been doing it. And anybody that is, when their face is turned towards me, hi, how are you? And I'll start a conversation. I'm a bit awkward first, but it's getting better. And I don't say immediately I'm a real estate agent. I try to see where they're from and what they're doing there, if they're on vacation or if they live here. And then slowly I'll try to then say that I'm a realtor. Oh, here's my card. And oh, it's much better if I send you my digital card, and that way I'll get their number. Doesn't work all the time, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. But I'm still getting through that, of course. And besides that, my people that I know, and yes, so that's I think I'm not the only one that that is challenged by that, but there is a huge change that has to happen. You have to be so open, and I'm not naturally very open that quickly. So, but it's working. I'm working on it every day.
So Yagada, let's talk about that. You said I don't do
Yes.
it all of the time, but I do it. It doesn't work all of the time, but it works
Right.
some of the time, right? Now,
Yes. Mhm.
yeah, and if you're getting one person every day that's saying yes,
Yes.
I'd love to be a part of your friends and family member group. I'd love to get more information from you. I'd love to get those market updates. In other words, they're saying yes to get in a relationship with you. And you're working 50 weeks, 5 days a week, 250 days. You've got 250 people a year from now who you are in relationship with that you were not in relationship with before. Yes?
Yes. Mhm.
Yes. And we know that 7% of your database is going to move every year. That's roughly 16, 17 closed sales from getting one person a day to say yes, right? It's
Okay.
priceless. It's priceless. George, we're mining for gold, and all we need is one gold nugget a day. Ignore the rocks. Don't get mad at the rocks. Just throw them out and find one gold nugget every day. You're doing that. I'm proud of you.
Now, another thing, may I add something just
Yes.
short?
Yes.
John, you made a point one time in your class about smiling, and it's so important because I normally, I'll walk, I have a mission, I go, I don't smile. Like, leave me alone, I gotta go, I gotta finish this, and that's it. And then I'm done. Don't bother me. Well, smiling is so important, and just slowing down a little bit, hi. And that works a lot better. It changes the energy really, and then you are open rather than closed off, because our body language is so critical when it comes to that. So
Priceless.
thank you.
Great job. Priceless. I love it. Aaron.
Kind of piggybacking off what Diane said, it's like not the right now. I think it was my last closed listing was just like a not right now, but it happened. He was having a garage sale. I stopped by, talked to him. It was just like, it was 2-3 weeks before he finally, decided to sit down with me. But, it was just like the long one, because he told me he had an agent, and then a lot of people probably would have stopped like, oh, he already has an agent. So it's not, it's not gonna go anywhere. But, just following up with him, just seeing how things are going with the other agent. And it turns out the other agent hasn't sat with him since it was like 6 months.
Love it. Love it. Success lives here. It lives in the middle. On the far left is lead generation. On the far right is transaction management. That's what we do once somebody hires us in order to get them under contract. And this area in the middle is called follow-up. And success lives here. Success is in the follow-up. So is failure. Failure happens when you stop following up. That's why I'm so insistent that we follow up forever, that we reject rejection. No is not a word that lives in our vocabulary. No simply means not yet. People will never change their mind, but they will make a new decision based on new information. Okay, I'm at 9:30. Guys, awesome work today. I'm so proud of all of you. We have 24 between in person and on Zoom. That's awesome. Now, we have 24 people. This goes back to Jason Kappa's message yesterday. We have 24 people who are investing their time to grow personally and professionally. Just imagine what this looks like a year from now after you've done this every day. Lucas, have you grown this week?
Yes.
Yeah, you have. You had a major breakthrough. You shared it with us at the beginning of class today.
Started calling.
It's incredible what happens when you actually talk to people. Now imagine what your world looks like a year from now after you've done this every single day. You practice your scripts in order to master the conversations. You actually get on the phone and you start talking to people, and you hit your standards daily. You don't stop until you do. And then you follow up forever. How many listings are you taking a year from now when you do that? The answer is more. Say more. I'm taking more listings. Whatever the number is today, it's more.
A lot more.
Brandon, yes or yes? Yes. Very good. All right, time to get to work. What is work? Work is 20 conversations, not 19, not 18, not 17 conversations, because when we have 17 conversations, because it's close enough and we settle, we didn't have the 18th conversation, which could have been $1 million listing that we didn't get because we didn't have the conversation, and we don't know that we didn't get the appointment because we didn't have the conversation. Make care calls, not sale calls. Always lead with gratitude. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate you. Bring value to every single conversation. Follow the Ford model of communication: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Always focus every conversation on getting an appointment, getting a referral, adding somebody new to your database, and building a relationship. Find somebody today that is thinking of selling their home. Whether it's next week, 6 months from now, or a year from now, doesn't matter, because you're not looking for opportunity right now. You're just looking for opportunity, period. Meet with somebody today that is thinking of selling their home, and then follow up forever, because you reject rejection. No is not a word that lives in your vocabulary. No simply means not yet. Remember that people will never change their mind, but what they will do is make a new decision based on new information. And when you follow up forever, you're creating emotional proximity. That simply means that when I get serious about selling my home, I am going to hire the person who is closest to me. And when you follow up forever and they make a new decision based on new information, Jonathan, that new decision is going to be to hire me. Hire me. Right. All right, everybody, make it a great day. Stay here if you want to be a part of Scripts and Role Play. I'm going to stop live stream. I'm going to stop recording.